Donald Trump says he will unify America. He will govern for all Americans. He's appointed a chief of staff who's a mainstream Republican, and his vice president is a conventional right-wing conservative too. But why is Steve Bannon going to be in the new White House as chief strategist? Mr. Bannon has been the executive chair of the Breitbart website, which campaigns for and supports right-wing causes, but revels too in causing offence. Joel Pollack is a senior editor-at-large for Breitbart News and joins us now from Santa Monica, California. Morning to you.
Good evening. It's still nighttime here the night before.
Yeah. What's Steve Bannon like? What kind of a man is he?
He's a tough-minded, disciplined, very focused manager. He's very open to debate, but that debate has to be on the basis of facts and data. And he encourages diverse voices. He recruited people from a variety of backgrounds to work at Breitbart and has taken Breitbart overseas to Breitbart London with our own Raheem Kassam, who you, I'm sure, know from there, and who's been very effective in covering Brexit and other developments in Europe.
He doesn't like Jews, does he?
That's 100% false. I mean, absolutely false. I'm surprised you would repeat a lie like that.
Well, hang on a second.
On your air.
Hang on a second. His ex-wife is quoted as saying, in a court document, as saying he doesn't like Jews. He told her he doesn't like the way they raise their kids to be whiny brats. He doesn't want his girls going to school with Jews.
Are you divorced?
No.
Have you known anyone to go through a divorce?
So you're suggesting it was because she didn't like him?
I think that's a fair assumption.
No,
I think also that I've worked with him. I'm an Orthodox Jew. I observe the Sabbath. I eat kosher food. I have time off for all the Jewish holidays. I've worked with Steve Bannon. Hold on a second. You've made an inflammatory accusation. I hope you'll allow me to respond. I've worked with Steve Bannon in close quarters for 5 years. Steve Bannon not only has never said anything against Jews or any other person, but has in fact been overly sensitive toward concerns affecting Jewish communities around the world.
Okay.
So, in fact, your statement is actually libelous and defamatory.
I hear what you say about that. Let me put to you another sentence, a sentence that was in a Breitbart report recently about the newspaper columnist who's well known in Britain, Anne Applebaum. Hell hath no fury like a Polish, Jewish, American elitist scorn. What's the purpose of the word Jewish in that?
I don't know. You should ask the Jewish author of that sentence.
But what do you think it was? I
have no idea. You should ask the Jewish author, and you should ask the Muslim editor who edited that piece.
But can you not see,
what's the implication?
Well, I take it...
So identifying someone as Polish and American is not prejudicial, but Jewish is? I mean, the point is you're cherry-picking a sentence written, by the way, by a Jewish author, in case I haven't said it enough, and you're accusing that Jewish author of anti-Semitism. I mean, you're going to have to go some way towards substantiating that claim a little bit more effectively.
No, I'm not accusing of anti-Semitism. I'm just saying it's a strange sentence. That word Jewish doesn't seem to...
accusing it of anti-Semitism because that's the implication of your question. Just like you've said, Steve Bannon doesn't like Jews.
I'm just wondering what the purpose...
Have you got anything else? Have you got anything else?
I'm just wondering what the purpose of the attribution Jewish is in that sentence.
Well, what's the purpose of lying about somebody on the airwaves in Britain? You want to scare British people away from the incoming Trump administration by inventing innuendo and accusations? I mean, I don't know if this is the standard of journalism in Britain. I did expect better.
Let's turn to the wider point about him, which is that he is an angry person, Steve Bannon, that the website is angry, and that isn't necessarily the right approach to bring into the White House, to bring into government.
Well, I think the attitude of the website is to be happy warriors. I mean, Andrew Breitbart, the founder of the website, founded it to take on the mainstream media, to take on the institutional left, and to take on the Republican Party establishment. So there's, in a sense, a populist undercurrent in the website, but that's not angry. And Andrew and Steve both emphasize enjoying what we do. And in fact, I've just returned from a demonstration in downtown Los Angeles, 500 people screaming their lungs out against Steve Bannon, based largely on false reports like the one we've narrowly avoided here. And, it's happy to do so. I mean, it's fun. You kind of leave with a sense of excitement because by recording what's going on, you are, in effect, enabling ordinary people to fight back against some of the lies that are perpetrated by the media. So I don't feel a sense of anger. Sometimes there's a sense of frustration because you have to keep correcting the same things over and over again.
But you don't think
false.
he has a sense of anger, though? Because, I mean, he's obviously a driven guy, and the website has
Yeah.
been successful, et cetera, and is often humorous. I mean, plainly, a lot of the headlines are humorous. But on the other hand, when you think of immigrants groups and others who feel themselves to be put under pressure by the website, I suppose the issue is whether or not you can take that to the White House and still govern for all Americans.
Well, I'm an immigrant. I don't feel under pressure by the website. I mean, my family came here from South Africa, and the reason we came to the United States was because South Africa did not allow the rule of law. It was an unequal society, and we've come to the United States. And the problem we have in the United States is that there's a huge amount of illegal immigration. So the proposal by the left is merely to allow those people to stay without any sort of consequence. That, to me, is a violation of the rule of law, and in a sense, it defeats the purpose of immigrating. I think that people don't feel under pressure. I think there's a lot of immigrants who support Trump. Trump got more black votes, more Hispanic votes than Mitt Romney or John McCain. So, I think that people do feel represented by Donald Trump, and I think he's done a lot, certainly a lot more than any previous Republican candidate to reach out to minority groups. I saw him on the campaign trail speaking to a group of almost entirely white farmers in Iowa, talking about what he was going to do to help black people in the inner city. I mean, that's just not something you ordinarily see even from Democrats or anybody. So I think he's tried to be a president for all people. And, whether he is or not will remain to be seen, and we'll have to hold him accountable. But I think he's certainly tried. And I think he deserves the benefit of the doubt, as we do try to give that benefit to every president.
Joel Pollak, thank you very much.